टू रीड अगेन भगत सिंह, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग लाइन। अधिक अधिकारों की मांग के लिए अपनी अपनी कौम की संख्या बढ़ाने की चिंता सभी को हुई। अब तीनों कौमें, मुस्लिम, हिंदू, सिख, अछूतों को अपनी ओर खींच रही हैं। इनका शोर शराबा है। उधर ईसाई चुपचाप उनका रुतबा बढ़ा रहे हैं। चलो, इस सारी हलचल से ही देश के दुर्भाग्य की लानत दूर हो रही है। इधर जब अछूतों ने देखा कि उनकी वजह से इनमें फसाद हो रहे हैं तथा उन्हें हर कोई ना कोई अपनी खुराक समझ रहा है, तो अलग संगठित क्यों नहीं हो जाए। तो ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट टू थिंग्स, दैट द स्ट्रगल हैज बिकम, स्ट्रगल इज देयर to bring more and more untouchables to the religious fold. In that competition, some benefits are coming to untouchables. Their stake is going up, but he is also aware of the fact that it is also leading to conflict. And then Bhagat Singh says that why shouldn't you unite on your own, that autonomous Dalit movements. Bhagat Singh was a humanist, manavtavadi, and he said all humans are equal. There is no difference in terms of birth and occupation. Clearly says, he is not like Mahatma Gandhi ji, who is speaking in folk tongue, sometime criticizing caste, sometime upholding caste, a Varna system, sometime changing positions, sometimes saying this, sometimes saying that. He is saying clearly that human beings are equal, sab barabar hai, all are equal, and there is no difference as far as birth is concerned and occupation is concerned. You are born anywhere, you are equal. Whatever your occupation is, you are equal. And here Ambedkar and Bhagat Singh comes together. Here Bhagat Singh criticizes Gandhiji indirectly. What Gandhiji says? Gandhiji says that you should follow the occupation of your father. That is Varna Ashram. You should follow the occupations of your father. So Ambedkar ji, writing to Gandhi ji, has said very clearly, okay Mahatma, if you have to follow the occupation of your father, you come from the Baniya community. Why don't you follow the occupations of Baniya community? Why are you doing politics here? So imagine how Gandhi was wrong. How could you compel somebody to follow the occupation of your father? Your choice, your orientation is quite different from your father. My father was a farmer. I am into teaching. I am into teaching and learning. How could I become a farmer? My son could be something else. My daughter could be something else. So how could in a modern society one will be compelled to follow the occupation of his or her ancestors? So Gandhi was completely irrational. And Bhagat Singh has no such doubt. He has said that people are not born differently, nor should they follow particular occupation. No occupation should be fixed for one community. In India, why Ambedkarites argue that it is not only division of labor, but it is a division of laborers. That is true. You go outside and you ask the caste of who picks up your garbage, who is cleaning, who is into safai ka kaam mein, who is into sanitation work. You will find people from particular caste. You go and ask who are laborers. I know people from the upper caste, they are also laborers, but most of laborers are Dalit and Bahujans. Who are rickshaw pullers? Who are rickshaw pullers? I go to Jamia and you just ask any person who is pulling the rickshaw. He will be a Muslim from Midnapur. Have you seen any caste Hindu pulling rickshaw? There may be some, I am not denying it, but I am talking about majority of number. So Bhagat Singh is saying people are not born differently. This is wrong, that somebody is born out of the head, somebody is born out of the leg. That is fiction to justify inequality. And Ambedkar has said that the difference between Hinduism and other religion is that in Hinduism, inequality is justified by a scripture. Inequality may be existing in that society, but it is not an ideal. in Hindu society, it has become an ideal. And Ambedkar ji has said that if Brahmins were born out of their head, why was the need to say that Sudras were born out of feet? All could have born out of head. All could have born out of mouth. So the that inequality has got a scriptural, that religious text sanction. It has been sanctioned by the religious text, and that argument is coming out of inhalation of caste by Ambedkar. So here Ambedkar ji and Bhagat Singh, they come together and they attack the nationalist leader, including Mahatma Gandhi. Don't fix birth or occupation on a particular person and particular community. All are equal. Now let me read out. जब इंसान समान है, भगत सिंह सेज, जब इंसान समान है तथा न तो जन्म से कोई भिन्न पैदा हुआ है और न कार्य विभाजन से, अर्थात क्योंकि एक आदमी गरीब मेहतर के घर में पैदा हो गया है इसलिए जीवन भर मैला ही साफ करेगा, दुनिया में किसी तरह के विकास का काम पाने का उसे कोई हक नहीं है, ये फिजूल की बात है. He saying it's wrong, it's useless that somebody who is born in the family of sanitation worker, for whole of his life he will be compelled to do that work. That is useless, that is inhuman, he is saying. He was not born as a Safai Karamchari, and somebody is not born as a leader, somebody is not born as a priest. You become a priest because society practices inequality. You are illiterate, but you are a priest. I am illiterate, but I am born in that untouchable community. You will not touch me. You will not consider me as your friend. So here Ambedkar ji and Bhagat Singh come together. That is why again Ambedkar ji is again Bhagat Singh saying, organize yourself, challenge the whole system. Bhagat Singh. Now the radical Bhagat Singh is finally concluding his argument. Organize yourself, challenge the whole system, and he says that you are the real proletariat. Sarvhara aap hi hain. You are the real proletariat. So that the whole debate that why caste is different from class and class is different from caste, I think that is not yielding any positive result. Bhagat Singh would also not like that caste versus class debate. He is saying that real proletariat are untouchables. So caste is class. And he is saying rise in rebellion. And look, when he is saying rise in rebellion, many people will say that okay, he is talking out untouchables to go against the system, to resort to disorder. No, he is not saying. You read Bhagat Singh. He has said that mass movements should be based on non-violence. The violence should only be used as a necessary evil. He increasingly became aware of the futility of, let's say, violent methods. He realized. He was not pacifist. But he realized that as far as possible, use mass struggle, non-violent mass struggle. So Ambedkar ji is saying that untouchables should organize themselves as an autonomous group and should rebel, should rise in rebellion, should fight for their rights. And Bhagat Singh has said that untouchables are sleeping lion, a lion which is sleeping. So the day untouchables come to realize their exploitation, the day they get united, the day when they unitedly start fighting against injustice based on caste and untouchability, that day revolutions will be brought about in India. So there is debate in Marxist literature why revolutions has not happened, whether it was culture or whether it was a superstructure, advanced country, backward country, this, that. So many things, so many debates have happened. But Bhagat Singh, who lived for just 23 years, who read for 3 to 4 years intensively, in that span, in that small span, the time when we just complete our graduation, we don't know much. Even at Delhi University, I find that many students are not aware of the literature because of faulty education system. At that time, he knew things, that is greatness of Bhagat Singh, that in so little time he read so much, he had so much clarity about what he was saying, and he said radically, he said things very clearly, no ambiguity. And he also rejects slow reforms, the slow reforms. And one thing he has said very clearly, that many people who are part of the system may not accept it, may not like it. He said untouchables should not keep much hope from the bureaucracy and capitalist bureaucrats. So the system is not going to give you much justice, and we have seen it, that when independence came, Ambedkar was not much given weight by the Britishers. Ambedkar in 1930s and Ambedkar in 1940s were very different Ambedkar. The Britishers were just here, they were just considering Hindus and Muslims as two parties. Ambedkar somehow lost its weight as far as the British government is concerned, because the Britishers were looking at subcontinent through religious prism. The questions of caste was not taken up. And we also know it, many intellectuals have argued, those coming from the Dalit and Bahujan ideology, they have argued that the British rule have strengthened Brahmanism. It has strengthened, and the reforms, the modern educations, these spaces were occupied by them to re-establish its hegemony. So Bhagat Singh is saying clearly that you do not have much hope from the bureaucracy and from the capitalist system. So what is what is Bhagat Singh's formula? Independent, autonomous struggle, rise in rebellion. You are like a sleeping tiger. Just wake up and protest against injustice. So again, I am going to read some passages. And Bhagat Singh said, कहावत है लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते, अर्थात संगठनबद्ध हों और अपने पैर पर खड़े होकर पूरे समाज को चुनौती दे दो, तब देखना कोई भी तुम्हारे अधिकार देने से इनकार करने की जरूरत नहीं कर सकेगा। तुम दूसरों की खुराक मत बनो, दूसरे के मुंह की ओर न ताको, लेकिन ध्यान रहे नौकरशाही के झांसे में मत फंसना। यह तुम्हारी कोई सहायता नहीं करना चाहती, बल्कि तुम्हें अपना मोहरा बनाना चाहती है। यह पूंजीवादी नौकरशाही तुम्हारी गुलामी और गरीबी का असली कारण है, इसलिए तुम उनके साथ कभी ना मिलना, उनकी चालों से बचना, तब सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा। तुम असली सर्वहारा हो, संगठनबद्ध हो जाओ, तुम्हारी कुछ हानि न होगी, बस गुलामी की जंजीरें कट जाएंगी। उठो और वर्तमान व्यवस्था के विरुद्ध बगावत खड़ी कर दो। धीरे धीरे होने वाले सुधारों से कुछ नहीं बनेगा, सामाजिक आंदोलन से क्रांति पैदा कर दो तथा राजनीतिक और आर्थिक क्रांति के लिए कमर कस लो। तुम ही तो देश का मुख्य आधार हो, वास्तविक शक्ति हो, सोए हुए शेर, उठो और बगावत खड़ा कर दो। ही इज सेइंग दैट piecemeal reforms will not do. He is saying don't keep much expectation from the system. He is saying get united, organize, agitate. What Baba Saheb Ambedkar is saying, you are revolutionary, you are real proletariat, you are emancipator. So Bhagat Singh was not only analyzing the problem radically, but he was also giving radical solutions. So friends, what I have done, I have taken up one essay by Bhagat Singh on caste and untouchability, and I have tried to summarize his views and I have tried my best to contextualize it. Friends, today we must remember Bhagat Singh and our Shahid-e-Azam Bhagat Singh. We must know his ideas and we must implement those ideas in our life for a better, for a caste-less society, for a classless society, a society where equality is the rule. Inequality, exploitation, humiliation should have no place. So I hope you have liked this discussion. Now it comes to an end. Bhagat Singh, long live.